The member from Hennepin, Representative Hornstein.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Well, after that, I am going to be brief. I'm going to tell a story, and I'm going to do an impersonation. So first and foremost, my heart is so filled with gratitude, not only for each and every one of my colleagues that are here, all the staff over so many years, and our most recent incredible transportation staffers are here. I want to give a shout out to Tenzin Sangyang and Matt Bauman. We had a very complicated set of issues that we had to deal with this year, and you just hit it out of the park. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And this gratitude extends so much to my family, my amazing wife, who so many of you have gotten to know over the years, is here. I couldn't do this work without her. We're both in these public-facing jobs, and it's very, very challenging sometimes, but we keep each other going. And I'm so just filled with gratitude for Marcy. And, you know, the chief clerk, who we all just love so much, Pat Murphy, told me that we may have made a little history today. He tells me this is the first time in his memory, and he has, if there's anyone that has historic memory about this amazing place we work in, it's Pat Murphy. He tells me this might be the first time a presiding officer introduced his spouse to do the prayer. So we witnessed a little history today. My sister Ruth is here, and I'm so pleased that she's able to join us. She's been such a part of this work as well, showing up at every caucus. We have a wonderful ritual of marching together in pride, and that will continue whether I'm a candidate or not. So thank you, Ruth, for all of your support. And, you know, my kids aren't here, but they grew up here, Rebecca, Naomi, and Max, and some of you may know them. Rebecca just had our first grandchild 3 weeks ago. Her name is Lucia, and we'll get to that in a minute. That's the story part, Representative Erdahl. And so she's a rabbi in the family tradition, but also a community organizer in the family tradition. And my daughter Naomi has always been here in many different occasions, and she's a teacher, a 7th grade social studies teacher at the Minneapolis Public Schools. And then my son Max, he lives in Brooklyn. He's a stand-up comic. He's a stand-up comic. So they all grew up here and have been so supportive, and I want to thank them in absentia. But it's really, so many have mentioned this, and I believe it in my heart, that this place runs on relationships. And the incredible relationships I've had on both sides of the aisle, I value, I treasure, and I've learned so much from every single person in this room and others that aren't here, and I've learned so much about the state. Someone had said at our freshman orientation a long time ago, Representative Erdahl, that your title is state representative. You represent your district, but you also represent the state. And so never forget that title. And I've learned just from every corner of the state, I've learned so much about the issues, and particularly transportation. I've served on the Transportation Finance Committee every single term that I've been here since 2002, and so I can name just about every district and every highway that is needed and needs repairs, and transit systems, et cetera. I am so proud to represent a district that has generated so many amazing leaders in this body. And I want to give special shout out to several of them as well. So what people affectionately call my work husband, Senator Dibble, is here. And he has been a mentor, an amazing rock of support, and we have marriage equality in the state for many reasons, and many people have worked on it, but I think we have marriage equality because of Scott Dibble more than anything else. And whether it's working on homeless youth or all the transportation work we've done over the years. People wondered why I was moving after redistricting to stay in this position. And I said, I want one more chance to write the transportation bill of my dreams with Scott Dibble, and we did that, and so I appreciate that. I get the chance to serve with Jamie Long. He has been such an incredible leader for our caucus. And the great part about serving with Jamie and Scott is that when we do our town hall meetings, it's like people will come up, as you know, as my colleagues know, they come up with, are wonderful, amazing constituents, come up with a lot of questions, and some of them are there's a lot of minutia to some of these questions and nuance, and I don't have to worry about that because the two smartest people that I know in this chamber are my seatmates, Scott and Jamie, so I appreciate that. It's very fun to serve with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then we've also generated a couple of speakers out of our district that I've had the pleasure to serve with, Margaret Anderson Kelleher and Paul Thiessen. And before redistricting, I had the chance and honor to represent Senator Tina Smith. So we are really a place of leadership, and I've just valued and appreciated that so much. And Speaker Hortman, our friendship over the years, I value and treasure. But the story I want to tell about the speaker is not so much about politics. It's about when my father of blessed memory died in 2008, and I went to his funeral. There was many details that had to happen. Many of you have had parents that have passed away. And I was chairing a conference committee on transportation policy at the time. And Speaker Hortman was on that committee. She took the gavel, and I had nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. So that's just one of many reasons I appreciate you so much, Madam Speaker. So here's the quick story. I've been thinking a lot about generations lately. In my tradition, we say l'dor v'dor, from generation to generation. And Representative Keeler has always reminded me that in good times and in tough times, you remember and feel, even in your body physically, the presence of your ancestors. And so I'm feeling that a lot these days. My mother died in 1998. But she was a true hero to me, and I think in many ways I'm here fighting because she gave me that fighting spirit. She fought the Nazis in the sewers of Warsaw and survived the Holocaust as my father did. And our granddaughter, who was born 3 weeks ago, her name is Lucia, the same name as my mother. And so I think that my daughter, who also has that fighting spirit for social justice, knew that generational passing down is so important. And so I think a lot about generations right now. And I think about the generations of people who have sat in these seats for so long. And we had a conversation just recently about the need to come together as a state and to fight the hate that is dividing us. And I look around this chamber and I see so many faces of people that have never been represented here before. And that's why we have to keep going. We have to keep that trend going. Young people, older folks, people from all backgrounds. That's what makes this place so very, very, very special. And so I hope that, again, my mentors, Speaker Kelleher and others, I'm just filled with such gratitude to you. And I just want to conclude with, since the speaker did say, she made a statement after I announced my retirement that she liked my Bob Dylan impression. So, and I just wasn't sure which song to choose, and my wife and I had a conversation about that. But the one I chose is one because whatever perspective you have, I think you come to this chamber with an interest in making change. We're not happy with the status quo. We're not happy. So we come here because we want to serve our constituents, and I want to thank my constituents so much. Those are the folks I've learned the most from, whether it's these one-to-one conversations we have in coffee shops, our town hall meetings, the phone conversations, the engagement, the meetings in our offices. That's who I've learned the most from, our constituents. So we're here because we want to make change on their behalf. And so this is the song I chose, and many of you may know the chorus, so I'm not going to sing the whole thing, just the first part. But as the man from Hibbing wrote this song back in the early 1960s, and he once said it meant a lot to him then, it means a lot to him now, it means a lot to me now. So for all of us who want to come here to make change, this is for you. Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, well, you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone. Everybody sing with me. For the times they are a-changing. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for giving me the honor. Thank you for giving me the honor of a lifetime. Thank you so much.